Welcome everyone to the launch webinar for AdvanceCM. My name is Akis. I am the head of growth at Tokeet. Tokeet is the company that's launching AdvanceCM. I'm just clarifying this because not many of you know the connection between Tokeet and AdvanceCM. So this webinar is probably going to be around 30 minutes, and we've just blocked a bit more time to leave room for questions. So let's start. Give me 1 second to just approve one of the co-hosts. So in terms of the agenda, we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to introduce the host. So I'm going to introduce the host of this webinar. And then we'll talk about the first 10 years of Tokeet and how Tokeet went from basically just 0 properties to 60,000 properties. And then we'll talk about the next 10 years and how AdvanceCM is going to shape those next 10 years for us. And then we're going to present the key features, a quick overview of AdvanceCM's key features. And finally, we're going to close with a short Q&A. So for any of you that are joining right now, for any of you that are joining right now, there's a chat here on this Google Meet. So you can write your questions in the chat, and we'll try to uncover all of those questions towards the end. So let me present the host. So first, we'll hear from Kwesi, the founder and CEO of Tokeet. Then we'll hear from Bojan, who's our VP of Client Services. And finally, we'll hear from Audrius, who is our head of product. So let's start with Kwesi. Let's review a bit the first 10 years of Tokeet and how we started. We went from 0 to 60,000 properties. So Kwesi, do you want to step in?
Absolutely. Thanks, Akis. I appreciate it. Hi to everyone. Thank you for joining. We're excited about the launch of AdvanceCM, which is the next evolution in Tokeet and our product offerings. Thank you for coming in, for your interest. So Tokeet started in 2015 when I was looking for some solution to help me manage my own rental properties. The company and the software came from the need to be more efficient, to be a bit more flexible with my time, and to get more things done with the rentals. And so I started looking and couldn't find anything. At the time, 10 years ago, most of the players that you see in the market right now didn't exist. And so being an engineer and someone with a technical background, I decided, okay, I'm going to build myself something. Very quickly, there was a ton of interest from other property managers who wanted a similar product, who had the similar needs and pain points that I did, and the product grew from there. We slowly added features and functionalities as users requested them, and eventually, somewhere in 2017, we had our official Airbnb integration. We were one of the very first certified Airbnb integration partners, and that is when things really started to pick up. After Airbnb, we also added integrations with Booking.com, Expedia, Agoda, and VRBO, along with a host of other iCal integrations. Pretty soon, within the next year or so, we saw the interest and demand for the product grow. As a matter of fact, at one point, we were growing so fast, we literally could not keep up with supporting our users in terms of the number of registration requests and demo requests that we were getting. And so we had to do something about it. We quickly got to 10,000 properties. And that's when we kind of drifted into hyperdrive. We know that from history, one of the key things about a company and about our service is our customer support. From the very beginning, we've always had live customer support. We've always had chat-based customer support. We've never been ticket-based or email-based. At any point in time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can log into your applications and you can chat directly with a product specialist, a support specialist who could answer your questions. That remains, to this day, one of our core competencies within the organization. Our support team is the largest team that we have because it is not only geo-distributed, we have support staff in multiple countries across the world, but it also is available, as I mentioned, 24/7. Very quickly, we noticed that our users wanted to interact with applications via mobile. And so it became standard for us to develop a mobile application alongside all of the products that we've developed. And our mobile applications, we pride ourselves in how much features and functionalities that they have, even though our customers would love to do more with mobile. And that's something that we're working on with AdvanceCM now. Fast forward to today, Tokeet has customers in well over 90 countries. As Akis mentioned, we manage well over 60,000 rentals or listings across the world. And we have a product suite and a product offering that covers not just channel and property management, but also dynamic pricing, web presence and direct bookings, e-signature and document management, along with task management and a host of others. We're excited about AdvanceCM because AdvanceCM is the culmination of the past 10 years of our work, the past 10 years of our working with users like yourself, getting feedback, gaining knowledge about the industry, and building tools and resources that help you be better. So you'll notice, if you haven't yet tried AdvanceCM, that it incorporates a lot of the really critical features that have been within our product suite in different products. It does not incorporate every single feature, but we feel like it is by far the most complete product that you could get on the market right now. We've worked tirelessly over the past year to build AdvanceCM from the ground up. And we know that it is not just feature parity with competing products, but it is in a lot of ways way more advanced than other products. And we'll take you through that later on today. Thanks, Akis.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Kwesi. So I got a message from someone saying that the participants on the webinar cannot write questions on the chat. I just updated that setting. If someone can share this, can write something on the chat just so that we make sure that this is working, please do. Otherwise, please, unfortunately, we'll have to send the questions by email. Just send them to marketing@tokeet.com. It seems that there is a bug here with the setup that we're using. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so let's continue within to the next part of our presentation, where Bojan, our VP of Client Services, is going to talk to us a bit about the next 10 years of Tokeet. What does that look like, and how do we get there? Bojan.
Thank you very much, Akis. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope it will be very interesting for you guys. So probably somebody can ask a question why a VP of Client Services would talk about next 10 years. To make this a simple answer is because we are a customer-centric company and we do things around our clients. So this is the most important person in our business is our client. So I'm going to give you a short overview about the next 10 years we are planning to do. And what can I say about the future? One thing is certain, we are very ambitious, and we believe that our growth will come from a relentless focus on our clients. We carefully listen to their needs. We do everything according to their needs, and everything we build is designed to solve real challenges our clients are facing. So this is a must for us. As a direct result, ACM is a kind of let's say this is something that happened as a consequence of those interactions with our clients. And one thing that I would really like to emphasize is that this is just the beginning. So we just started this journey. Our vision is to completely transform user experience, making it easier than ever for our clients to run their businesses with total ease and confidence. So one of our key priorities is bringing AI solutions closer to all the users, not only tech-savvy users, but to all the users, also to the ones that are not very technically versed. So we are committing to delivering the smartest AI assistant on the market. And believe me, in a way, we are already there. But we are not stopping. We continue our development. Automation is also a big part, another pillar of our vision. And we want our clients to have access to the most advanced automation capabilities, allowing them to streamline their operations like never before. Right now, I believe ACM is the most powerful automation channel manager on the market, and we'll continue pushing those boundaries. Hopefully, we'll succeed. We'll see when those 10 years pass. Okay, but perhaps the most important aspect of everything we do in Tokeet is, and one of the core values, which is keep it simple. So no matter how complex the features are and how much it takes us to develop them, we are committed to ensure seamless, intuitive, and logical user experience. So simplicity is not something that we take for granted. It's a must for us. It's our core value. And when we say simplicity, it's simplicity of use. So let's say the next 10 years, we plan to do great things. We plan to expand our capabilities. We plan to continue innovating. And we hope you'll be there with us, guys. So that's it from me, guys. I think Audrius is next one to present. Thanks, Akis.
Thank you, Bojan. So now Audrius, the head of product, is going to quickly take us through a high-level overview of the AdvanceCM product, what it offers, what are the key features. So Audrius.
Yes, thanks, Akis, and hello, everyone. As Akis emphasized, I'm the head of product here, and let's quickly overview AdvanceCM. So to start off, AdvanceCM, or ACM in other words, as we like to use it, is built specifically for large-scale property managers. We wanted to ensure that a platform that always remains fast, reliable, and stable. So we now support different rental types, accommodating virtually every kind of property. No matter the size of your portfolio, ACM is designed to handle it seamlessly. So that's the fundamentals, what basically came out of ACM. Now, if we go towards the key features, so autopilot. When you hear the word autopilot, what comes to mind first, I wonder? From now on, we want you to think of AdvanceCM because we have completely reinvented automation with our autopilot wizard, allowing you to streamline essentially every aspect of your daily operations with just a few clicks. Every entity within AdvanceCM has predefined event templates. You can specify which channels and rentals they apply to you. This means you can essentially automate guest messaging, task management, pricing updates, and much more, all with minimal effort. So, and the best part is that ACM users get access to a wealth of automation tools completely free right out of the box. Now, when it comes to everything unified, what we mean by that is that now within AdvanceCM, managing guest communications has never been this flexible, your messages are now fully synchronized across multiple platforms: WhatsApp, email, booking channels, SMSs, and even social media accounts like Instagram and Facebook. This ensures that no matter where your guests reach out, you can respond quickly, stay organized, and deliver a seamless experience to the guests. Now, AI, as Bojan already emphasized, this is what we believe and what we think will be a cornerstone going towards the future. But let's talk about the now as well. So at AdvanceCM, we are committed to making AI an integral part of property management. We already have AI-powered replies that learn from guest interactions and knowledge bases, providing accurate answers to even the most unique guest inquiries. But we're not stopping there. We will soon have AI-generated reviews, which would essentially allow for you to create a personalized guest review within a click of a button. We also have AI-driven tasks and incident creation in the pipeline. Our system will automatically identify issues based on guest communication. And also, users will simply be able to command AI to generate tasks within the interface itself. Also, obviously, we are working as well on AI-powered search and review improvements, enhancing the way that you manage information within ACM. So we believe that AI, as I've said, will be the cornerstone of our success in the future. And lastly, smart devices. Another highly anticipated feature, and a feature that a lot of our user base wanted. So our smart lock functionality allows you to connect, manage, and automate everything within ACM. So you can generate, activate, deactivate access codes automatically. You can get notified when a code is used, when the battery levels are low for the smart locks, or if any other issue appears within your smart device. It's basically an all-in-one solution now available in our new channel manager. So that's essentially a very, very quick overview of AdvanceCM. There's much more we could showcase, but we want to leave some time for our Q&A session. And I hope we got some questions. And if there's a need to dive deeper into the actual product, we would be happy to do so in the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrius. So we're now entering the Q&A. So it seems that the way to ask questions using this setup that we have right now on Google Meet is by going at the bottom right of your screen where there are the three icons, the rectangular, the triangle, and the circle. Click on that, and then there's a Q&A button where you should be able to click that and ask a question. We've already received a couple of questions, so I imagine that some users have already figured out how to send over their questions. So now, in terms of the frequently asked questions that we get, so we've spoken with hundreds and hundreds of users that have been using other Tokeet products, and when they first saw AdvanceCM, most of them had, typically these types of questions. So I'll ask this question. I think Kwesi, you could be the first one to answer the first question. So how does the transition from Tokeet to AdvanceCM work for existing users? Because obviously we have a pretty large user base.
Yeah, that's a great question. And this is one of the things that we considered when we first started building AdvanceCM. We wanted AdvanceCM to be a drop-in replacement for the current Tokeet, what we call TV3, Tokeet version 3 product. And so we allow users to simply log in to AdvanceCM as they would log into to TV3 now. So your same username, same password, you simply log in, all of your data is there, all of your data is accessible in AdvanceCM, and all of the additional features that come with AdvanceCM are immediately accessible. So there's no conversion, there's no transitioning, there's no switching costs or time. You simply go to app.advance.cm and log in there directly, and you're able to start using the application right away.
Great. And we've started receiving a few questions. The first one, historically, I'll take them from the beginning. What new automations do you have in AdvanceCM?
That's a great question. Can I share my screen by chance?
Yeah, I think you can.
Okay. I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
I think you may need to stop sharing, I guess.
Yes. Stop sharing.
All right, let's try it again.
No?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Looks like it's there.
Okay, cool. Great.
Okay, great. So, so AdvanceCM has a ton of new automations that are not in TV3. There are a few key pillars upon which we built AdvanceCM. One was automations. We wanted to have the most automations, the most flexible automations, and the easiest to configure automations within any channel manager in the market. The other was scale and features for scale. So very large scale property managers within the thousands, we wanted those users to be able to have a very easy experience. The application remains fast and responsive, no matter how many rentals you have under management. And we also wanted to make sure that we added the newest features that property managers are asking for, from managing smart devices to integrating document management and e-signature, information collection, all of these things. Let's go from the dashboard, which is typically for most users, the first page you'll see, into our automation section. For those of you who have been long-time Tokeet users, you would notice that the autopilot section, which is this section here, looks a bit different from our current automations. And that's because we wanted to simplify the use of automations in such a way that even the users who are new to our platform, who are new to the Tokeet experience, are able to create automations simply and easily. And so now in AdvanceCM, you could create automations for any of the entities within the platform. You'll see on the left here, you have bookings, charges.
Kwesi, sorry to interrupt. Can you make your zoom in or focus on one part of your screen?
Sure.
The font size is too small.
Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great, no problem. Yeah, so as I was saying, bookings, charges, credit cards, documents, expenses, extras, incidents, inventories, all of these things could be automated. For example, in bookings, you may want to do something when a booking is confirmed. You may want to mark the booking as paid. You may want to notify the guest with some information. You may want to send them a document to sign. You may want to send some information to Zapier. Whatever it is, you simply, let's say, send the guest some information. You simply toggle on this automation. And now this automation is active. If you want to customize the automation, you could go in and these buttons show up here on the right. You could edit a template that gets sent to the user. So we automatically populate a template that you can use to send to the user, to the guest, and you could update this template as you see fit. You can also configure this automation in more detail if you so choose, which takes you to the autopilot wizard, where you can see all of the automations and any other detailed configurations that could be done if you so choose, right? And so all of our automations are now toggle button enabled, where you could toggle off or on any automation that you wish to engage, and it automatically gets turned on. Like say before the guest checks in, maybe you want to send them a pre-arrival message with instructions, et cetera, et cetera. You simply toggle it on. Again, it's available. You can go in and you could specify what the template could be, make changes to the template, insert your data dictionary tokens to pre-populate with the booking specific information, and you can also go in and change the template settings. So currently, it will send 0 days and 0 hours before the guest checks in, but you can change this to do something else. Maybe you want to have it send the day before, in which case you just put it into one. If you want to run this automation, even though the time between when the booking starts and when the guests arrive is less than 1 day, you check this, simply check this checkbox, and this automation will run regardless. Once the booking is made, if it's at least 1 day before or after, this automation will run. So within TV3, there's not nearly as many entities available to automate, and certainly not nearly as many events within the entities to automate. And so when you say, you know, what new automations we have many, many new automations. If you like the old style of automation configuration as you had in TV3, you can simply click the auto create button where you can create an automation using the very familiar flow of selecting the event first, specifying the rentals and the channels, and then specifying what you want to do with the automation.
Great. So we have a bunch of new questions that are coming in. Let's just go through all of them. So is the price the same as Tokeet?
Yes, the price for AdvanceCM is the same. So when we wanted to make it a drop-in replacement, we wanted users to not have to consider price or functionality or use or transitioning when thinking about moving to AdvanceCM. So we've kept the price exactly the same. You could start using AdvanceCM today without needing to do any type of transitioning and without worrying about it costing extra.
Okay, great. Another question relating to the automations. So just mentioned in the call that you're focusing on large portfolios. Right now, the automation and autopilot only works for one listing since you can't autopilot more message templates with triggers for different listings when this will be in place. I guess, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, great question. This is actually in place in AdvanceCM depending on the automation. So we are well aware of that limitation. We know that many users had this same request. And so we have implemented it so that you can create as many automations as you like for different listings, different rentals, for different events like booking confirmed and so forth. We also have different types of events, like I just showed the before check-in, which you enable for multiple rentals, but also you could enable multiple different types of activities at the same time. So if I was to go down again into the before guest check-in, you notice you can enable one automation for sending the guests a message, another automation for sending them a guest portal notification, another automation for notifying your staff, users, or cleaners, or whoever else needs to come in. So there's a bunch of things you can do here, and this is just some of them. If you go into the configuration, you could do even more. Good question.
Great. So next question, is there a mobile app for AdvanceCM already?
It's a great question. So currently, the mobile app for AdvanceCM is still a work in progress. And we wanted the mobile app to be as revolutionary to the current Tokeet mobile app as AdvanceCM is to TB3. And so we're spending a lot of time iterating and getting into the nitty-gritty and the details of the mobile experience. We want there to be a full mobile experience for AdvanceCM. We want to make sure that users could do everything, if not nearly everything, on the mobile device as they can do in AdvanceCM. And we also want to make sure that the experience is seamless and works really, really well for the mobile form factor. So we're taking our time with that. We anticipate over the next month or two that the mobile application will be released.
Great, thank you. So can I manage my cleaning with AdvanceCM? And can my cleaning staff see all work that needs to be done? Is this available on AdvanceCM?
So the answer to your question is yes. As a matter of fact, staff management and task management is one of the things that we worked hard on developing in AdvanceCM. We're actually in the mobile experience right now, building out an entire task management workflow that works similar to existing task management, like independent task management tools, right? We wanted to bring that functionality and workflow directly into AdvanceCM. So currently with task management, you'll see task management very different in AdvanceCM than it was in TV3, which means that you could not just create a task and assign it to one or multiple people, but you could also create a checklist for that task, right? You could create recurring tasks that happen repeatedly. And now you could also upload images and documents and photos based on the task. So your staff, your cleaners, when they're performing the task, can actually take photos of the task on their mobile device, once it's completed or before it's completed, or if there's an issue, save the task, mark it as completed, et cetera, et cetera. They can check every item checkbox in the checklist, that you specify. So we're really going deep on task management. The first was done within the AdvanceCM web application, but a lot of it is coming in the mobile, because we wanted to give the mobile device to the staff, your cleaners, something that's really powerful for them to be able to execute the tasks you give them.
Okay, great. Next question. Sorry, just loading my screen. Last question is is ID checks and screening for guests within AdvanceCM, is it available?
So no, we do not have ID checks, and this is something that we wanted to integrate, but after we started looking at the feature and doing feasibility, we realized that different countries and different jurisdictions have different requirements, and it would be a very, very long project. However, we do integrate with partners who provide this solution, and so you could simply connect with one of our partners. It's not native in AdvanceCM, but we do allow it through our partners in AdvanceCM.
Great. Stefan is asking, why are the multiple products still not integrated with AdvanceCM? Most channel managers include templates for messages. If we use AI tools, why Automata still needs to be booked as a separate product?
Great question, Stefan. So, and I'm happy you asked that question, actually. You would notice that we have, in fact, integrated a lot of our other products in AdvanceCM. So the autopilot wizard, which you just saw here, just looked over, was built on top of Automata. It is not Automata. It is not meant to replace entirely Automata, but it does about, I would say, 70% of the things that Automata does right now. We wanted to capture as many of the use cases as possible within Automata and bring them into AdvanceCM. Automata, this is a preview, will be evolving over the next year, for the remainder of the year, into a more advanced product than it is right now. But most of the things you would do in Automata, you can do in AdvanceCM. Some things like automatically translating messages into different languages based on the message of the guest, we did not bring that into AdvanceCM, and there are a few other things that we did not bring into AdvanceCM. However, you would notice that we brought the entire e-signature product, which is called Signature, into AdvanceCM. So we will be slowly deprecating that product as we've moved it into AdvanceCM in its entirety. We're currently working to launch AI-driven pricing, or rates, I should say. There's another name for that feature, which Audrius will probably remind me, which is basically built on Rate Genie. And so we'll be moving a lot of the dynamic pricing functionality from Rate Genie natively into AdvanceCM. It's still going to be powered by Rate Genie. It's still going to be, the rates are still going to be generated by our machine learning engines within Rate Genie, but the user experience will be all within AdvanceCM. So it's a great question. We've done a lot of it already, Stefan, and we're planning to do much, much more as we go.
Great. Sonny asked a question regarding why we're not able to trigger the same automation for multiple properties. We've covered that. Sonny, if you have an additional question on that point, please write it at the bottom. Then
I could take it, actually, Akis. So if I read your question correctly, Sonny, this toggle you're showing now in templates can only be used to trigger for one. It actually triggers for all the properties. And so the template, the way that we've created a template, and I'm happy to show this actually. So if you go in here, okay, the guest arrival, the way that we've created a template is that one template could be used for multiple rentals using our data dictionary tokens, right? So this template, even though it's a single template, it has the rental name, it has a bunch of other things in here as well that gets automatically updated and replaced depending on the rental and the booking. Now, if you so choose, you can, as I was doing before, go in and create yet another one, another automation directly within our within the old school. If I say before check-in, yep, the old way of doing it, and you could create yet another another automation here if you want to do something else and have a different template or something else, etc. So it can be done. The toggles, of course, will enable it for all rentals, right? And you could go in and select which rentals you don't want it to be sent for here. So right now it says apply to all rentals, but if you want to apply it to a subset of rentals, you could simply go in and select the subset of rentals. You could go in and select a subset of channels. And if you want to do something else, as I mentioned, you could go and configure an automation using the old, I should call it, the legacy way of creating automations. I hope that answers your question, Sonny. Thank you.
I'm going historically. I see Stefan, Sonny, and a few others have added follow-up questions, but let's just give everyone the chance to ask their question first. So on the messages via email, is there a way to send that we can send the message on a later time date, like we have sent later on Gmail or Outlook?
I'm sorry. Which question are you reading, Akis?
So Anna's question. So on the messages via email, is there a way that we can send the message on a later time date, like we can do send later, for example, on Gmail or Outlook?
We definitely have that as a feature. Let me see if it's made its way into. Audrius, has that made its way into production as yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Great question. We have it slated. It's in development. It's probably in our staging environment right now. So that's something we're doing.
Okay. Next question by Stefan. So why we still need automata? Are the automated messaging more advanced now in AdvanceCM than in Tokeet?
Great question. So in a lot of ways they are. And so why do you still need automata? I don't want to say this out loud, but a lot of users will not, right? And we knew this. We knew this when we built AdvanceCM. We knew we were cannibalizing a portion of the user base of automata. And so we did it anyway. However, there are some users who are using some very specific features within automata that are not in AdvanceCM, as I mentioned. So if you look at autopilot and you say, hey, I can get everything I want done here, I'll just use this, we're actually fine with that. We knew that was going to happen. But there's still some key features, as I mentioned, translations. I can't remember the others that we left in automata that are there. Now, I want to reiterate something I said before, which is that the goal for automata is not to sunset that product, but it's actually to take it to be more advanced than it is right now. Automata, as it stands, is purely automated messaging, etc. But eventually, what we will have within automata is something way, way, way more advanced. And so you may want to revisit automata if you so choose to use AdvanceCM and autopilot. Now you might want to revisit automata later on in the year.
Great. Next question from Rodney. Rodney sent the question via email, and we posted it here in the chat. So I believe that, Rodney, the first part of your question is why not do a full demo on this presentation? We're trying not to convert this into a demo and to keep it as a webinar. We'll have the opportunity to do more demo-like webinars in the coming weeks. So the question is, will the AI impact on the performance of the older technology? Is this something that you've tested?
So great question. So the AI has no performance impact because we've built our AI stack to be separate, of course, than our property manager stack, and the channel manager and PMS basically, communicates with the AI stack. So as far as performance base, no. We have many users, by the way, who are using our AI responder right now, and we have a lot of users who are kind of who love it, right? Some users choose to have it generate the message and not send. Some users who have full confidence in the AI response choose to have it generate and send messages. Right now, our AI has a certain set of capabilities, which includes responding to messages and even letting users know if certain dates are available, right? It could look it up directly within the system. Going forward, what we have planned and what is actually currently in development is for the AI to understand deeply what guests are looking for, and also understand the sentiment and the context of the guest message. So let's say if the guest says, "Hey, I'm out of toilet paper," for example, the AI will create, if you enable it, create a task to replenish the toilet paper inventory within your rental. If the guest says, "Hey, the faucet is leaking," or the toilet is running, or something similar, the AI will create a task and assign it to the appropriate staff member, the maintenance person, to go and check and fix this. So these are the type of things that we're working on. We actually had a demo of this last week. I loved it. It was amazing. The AI was able to create tasks based on the message to send. It knew what was going on. We're refining this to make sure that once it's released, it is pitch perfect and very, very usable for all of our users. So great question.
Yep. Next question: how long will TV3 support be available? Will all users have to migrate to AdvanceCM? If so, when?
Great question. So we've learned from the migration from TV2 to TV3 that some users just don't like to change. And so we've made the strategic decision to not put a sunset date on TV3. We don't view AdvanceCM as a replacement where every user in TV3 needs to move over. We actually view our 3 channel managers, Simple, TV3, and AdvanceCM, as 3 different products speaking to 3 different types of users. Simple, for those of you who don't know, is our channel manager that caters to users with 1 to 3 listings. It looks different, it feels different, etc. It's the form factor fits well for users who have that many listings. AdvanceCM is, as the name implies, our most advanced channel manager. So those users who want to move over can. If those users who are fine with TV3 and happy with everything they have can stay on TV3. By the way, our user base, we have a below 1% abandon rate for our users in TV3. So the vast majority of our users are perfectly fine with TV3. But we wanted to make sure that we stay technologically competitive from a product standpoint. We remain one of the market leaders in our features and in our functionalities. We've heard from some of our largest customers who have 600, 700, 800 listings in their portfolio that they needed something like this, and this is why we've built it.
Yep, great. Also, Rodney is asking, you have a history of carving out functionality to create chargeable modules. Should I worry about this if I migrate to AdvanceCM?
Great question, Rodney. We're actually doing the opposite. We're running in the other direction. We're combining our products into one. Just to be sure, I want to be clear here. This is not something that's unique to Tokeet. If you go to any other channel manager who have multiple offerings, their pricing is also based on those offerings. We create separate products because we found it to be very, very valuable for our users to have a experience that is very in line with what they're trying to do. For example, our Rate Genie product, which competes with other dynamic pricing tools in the market, is a separate product. The look, the feel, the experience is a bit different because that is kind of the frame of reference that our users are in when they're trying to manage their dynamic pricing and manage their revenue. The same for WebReady, which is our website building tool. If you haven't seen or used WebReady yet, I highly recommend you take a look at it. It is built for creating websites. And so a lot of the things that are in there from a user experience standpoint is geared towards creating websites, and users love that as well. It's very, very challenging to create one application that has a form factor and a user experience that covers all of these different very unique use cases. And sometimes what we found for our largest customers, very different people are using those tools. So we'll have a customer who have one set of users within the channel manager, another user who uses the dynamic pricing tool, another user who uses the website builder. And so those users are not the same user, right? So having them in the same product is not necessarily the best thing for those users. So that's the long answer. The short answer is we're doing the opposite now. We're combining products. We're adding more functionality that was previously paid functionality from our other products into AdvanceCM for our users. We have a history. Akis, I know I'm taking a while here, but let me get into this. We have a history of being the most cost-effective channel manager in the market. And we guard that with our lives. Anyone of the people on this call will tell you that that's something I talk about all the time. Users must get more value from our products than they can get from anyone else. That means when they look at what they're getting and they subtract how much they have to pay and the cost of using it and getting service, it should be way higher than anyone else. We plan to maintain that. And this is why we have brought a lot of our features and functionalities from our disparate products into AdvanceCM. And we are confident because we analyze all the competition. Every single channel manager out there we've used extensively. We're confident that AdvanceCM represents a much greater value proposition than any other channel manager in the market. 100% confidence.
Okay, great. So just to inform everyone, we have 12 minutes left. So we'll try to go through the questions in a more compacted way. So Gerald Vacations is asking, I would like to know if Charges Automation will actually charge the guest credit card automatically when we decide to, for example, 30 days before check-in.
Sorry, you say Charge Automation. Are they talking about our partner? We have a partner called Charge Automation, which is a separate company. If you're talking about automated invoices, yes.
Okay, great. Let's continue. So will you be integrating features from Turno, Charge Automation, Guest Flow, so all can be accessed from AdvanceCM?
Great question. And you're kind of hitting on something that we have in our back pocket. So a lot of the functionality that you see in like Tono and some of these other folks, and don't want to mention other players in the call, but we're building that stuff out in AdvanceCM, as I mentioned, in task management. Charge Automation, who are great guys, a great partner of ours. We love them. They're doing a lot of great things. We don't necessarily want to go all the way in the direction they're going. We have automated invoicing. We have automations where you could schedule invoices and so forth. And that's kind of, we've always had that, even in TB3, and we're going to stay there. If you want to do something way more advanced, like guest experience tied to this or some of these other things that they do, we are fully integrated with them. We're very close partners. And so, yes, we plan on pulling as much features into the product as possible, but we also don't want to make a Frankenstein product that tries to do every single thing. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, great. Sonny has a follow-up question regarding the setting up automations for multiple listings using the template that you were showing earlier. So having different codes for check-in or different directions. So do you think that was covered from your previous?
Yeah. So you could definitely create, if I was to go into it again, and I recommend Sony, by the way, Audrius does amazing product demos and product walkthroughs. Audrius, you may want to paste your calendar link in the call to get some of those, or any calendar link in the call actually to get some of those. So if I go into the template view for this automation, I could change it to anything. If you go into the rentals, you see the rental information in here has a ton of whether it be security codes or custom information and so forth. One of the things we've also added is the ability to create custom attributes on any entity within AdvanceCM and include those in your emails. What do I mean? I mean, look, we've added a ton of fields, features, and attributes in the rental already that you could populate. But let's say that there's something you want to keep track of in your rentals that we didn't include, then you could create a custom attribute. The custom attribute would basically say, hey, for every rental, I want an attribute called Sonny. It's going to be a text attribute or a number or positive or Boolean, and I'm going to save it. And so now, for every rental that you go into, you will see this additional attribute that you could populate as you see fit. And then you can include that attribute in your templates via the data dictionary token, and it will populate the specific value for the rental in question. Anything more than that is a deep dive. We'll schedule a demo walkthrough with the sales team as we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We have 8 minutes left, so let's try to answer a few more questions. So, any progress on the website tool specifically? I have clients asking for a WordPress plugin.
Yeah. So this is something that we are kind of walking the line on. We have no intentions of deprecating our web-ready product. As a matter of fact, it's one of our most successful. Users love it, the users who use it. And so we will have some additional website features within AdvanceCM. We're not expanding the website functionality. As a matter of fact, one of the decisions we had to make was whether or not to get rid of it altogether in AdvanceCM. We decided to keep it, but we also are going to encourage users to move to web-ready, because that's where a lot of the R&D around website builders, our website builder, is being done. We're not investing heavily in the native AdvanceCM website builder. A WordPress plugin is something that we do have on the cards to create, but we will be creating it within web-ready because the demand for it there is very, very high.
Okay. Can we mark a booking as part paid? It seems it's either paid or not, but sometimes we take payments on 2 stages for a direct booking.
I think we can. Oh, just correct me if I'm wrong. I think partially paid is a status now.
It is. If it's not, it's in staging still, but let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer your question, it should be out. If it's not out, it's very close to being out, but partially paid is a status that you will be able to book your rentals in.
Okay, next question. When will the dynamic pricing feature by Ray Genie will be in place and integrated?
Great question. I think that's slated for our March development cycle. Is that right, Audrius, or is it April?
I think it's April, but yeah, it's coming regardless.
Yes. So if it's April, certainly by May, it will be in production.
Okay, great. Next question. Will you be taking guest deposits in the future?
So there's a few ways to do this. One way is via our automated invoicing, where you can set up an invoice depending on the rental to take that deposit and charge the card on file for the guest. And that's the way we support that within AdvanceCM. If you need something more advanced than that, or something more different in terms of how it's executed, we again partner with Charge Automation, who does this. This is their primary function. The whole product is about, as the name implies, automating charging of guests with a bunch of different logics. We integrate with them very, very tightly, very closely, and that's something that you could probably investigate.
Great. And last question, can I select a specific set of automations on a property by property or a property group basis?
Great question. So property group is something that we have created that's in stage. And so not just property groups, but also user groups as well. Because it's a UI kind of enhancement. What a lot of our users are saying, hey, I don't want to go and click like 50 different rentals, right? I want to select a group. We're adding that, and that should be a fairly quick add that will be released next month.
Great. So first of all, thank you everyone for joining this webinar. Thank you for everyone that shared questions. That gives us the opportunity to share more more context and more insights regarding the platform and where it's going. So for those of you that haven't had the opportunity to have a demo of AdvanceCM, please do reach out to our team, either through Audrius, the link he pasted in the chat here is his calendar link, or through our support team, and Bojan's team will guide your request to the right person. So we hope to see you in one of our next webinars. And if you have any sort of question relating to this webinar or the product, please feel free to email marketing@tokeet.com, and our team will get back to you very quickly. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye-bye.